What's up, guys? Adam C here for Hidden Jackpots. It's a sunny day out. You guys want to know about parking in Niagara Falls? Let's do it. Where am I? Right now I'm on Robinson Street in Niagara Falls, and you're probably like, why are you on Robinson Street? Well, to start off, it's free parking. Granted, this is 2-hour parking, but let's take a look how close you are. You can do a little bit here in 2 hours. So check it out. I'm just crossing the street from my car. There's the Skylon. You can walk to the Skylon, check out the Skylon, check out Falls View Casino in probably less than 5 minutes. So 2-hour parking all along this side of the street for free. Not bad if you ask me. Just make sure you obey that 2-hour parking limit because you do not want a ticket. One other thing here on Robinson Street, you want to get here early because these spots fill up. Right now it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, so it's pretty empty. But yeah, get here early, get your 2-hour parking. Even if you don't, like I said, it's 2-hour parking, so you might find a spot later in the day. But we're going to go check out some more spots to get you some discounted parking. Who doesn't want that? Let's go. So now I'm literally 1 block over from Robinson Street. Just 1 block. I am on Pier Street. That's how you spell it. And this is free parking. No time limit. So you could literally park here in the morning. You can see the Ramada behind me and the DoubleTree behind that. The Skylon is just over there. Ferry Street is just that way. It leads right to Clifton Hill. You can park here all day free. If you guys remember when we had the eclipse a few years ago, this is where I parked for free. People were charging $50 to park at their parking lot, $75, even more than that. Pier Street, free. One thing, do not park here overnight and don't leave your valuables in the car. Just tips for anywhere, really. Never leave your valuables in the car. But yeah, we are on Pier Street, free parking, one side of the street. The other side of the street's no parking. But you know what? I don't think anybody really knows about Pier Street because there's almost never any cars down here. So I suggest parking here, definitely. If you don't mind a little bit of a walk, I mean, it's like a 10-minute walk to the Skylon. 15-minute walk to Clifton Hill. Definitely a spot to check out if you're looking at spending $0 on parking. So with that, I think that's probably all the free parking I have. Do check out some of the side streets. Always obey the parking signs on the side streets. You don't want a ticket. You don't want to get towed. Let's check out some of the other places to park though, because there are some fairly cheap places. You don't have to spend an arm and a leg. Let's go. All right, guys. As you can see, I'm at the Skylon parking lot. It's right there. It's kind of hard to see, I know, but the Skylon parking lot today, it's $15. It usually goes up to around $20. Again, get here early. You might pay a little less, but it's a flat rate until 8 p.m. You can park here till 8 p.m. all day. Sometimes there's a guy in the booth, which there was today. He wasn't going to let me park, but I convinced him because I'm only here for 5 minutes just to do this little video for you. Like I said, sometimes there's a guy in a booth. They do have parking meters around on other days that you can use. Parking till 8 o'clock. This location is amazing because it's right in the center between Clifton Hill and Falls View Boulevard. So you can't really go wrong parking one side or the other. You do have to travel down the hill to get to the falls, but it's right between everything you want, right in the middle of the excitement. I do like parking here just because of the location. It's really good. I think that's about it for here. It is also on Robinson Street, which was in the first clip that I sent you guys. It's just down the street. That's it. Let's head to the next parking lot and check out some prices. This parking lot is literally right across the street from the Skylon. I didn't even really know this parking lot existed. It's right in between the Skylon and Clifton Hill, and it is also $15 to park here, just like it was at the Skylon. Another great location, really. $15. You can either scan and pay here with the, I believe it's the Honk app, or there was a guy sitting at the front there collecting $15. But I'm wondering if he actually works here. Because like I said, you can scan and pay. And he's like, you can scan and get a receipt, or I can pay him. So I think you might want to, think about that twice before you give that guy your cash. Because you might give that guy your cash, come back, and you got a parking ticket. I would trust the Honk app because it is pretty much on each of these poles. You can scan, pay with the app. That does seem a little sketchy. Be careful of that, guys. If there's a guy sitting at the if there's a guy sitting at the entrance taking cash, but you have the option to pay with an app, definitely pay with the app. Nice try, guy. Anyway, let's take a look. So you see the Skylon. Let's take a look how close we are to Clifton Hill. So I just took the gimbal out of the back of the car, and bam, there is the sky wheel, Clifton Hill. There's a little pathway along here, which you can walk. And then over on this side, there's the Skylon. This is a pretty good parking lot. Again, I don't think you can park here overnight, and I wouldn't suggest it because it doesn't look too well lit. It could be, but again, be careful of that guy that's sitting at the entrance of the parking lot. Skip by him and go right to the scan and pay. Let's head off to the next location. All right, guys, so I'm here on Ellen Avenue. I know it looks like I'm in the street, but I'm not. Right there, pretty much in front of that building, that is basically Clifton Hill. You're like 1 block away from Clifton Hill. So this is prime parking area. So you're gonna wanna check these prices. Let's check this out. So we have the meter here, but the meters do not work anymore. You can't put change in or anything because now it's all done by scanning. So I just scanned both of these, and the pay by phone is $20.50. The Honk app is only $15.75. I say only because that's quite a bit of difference. Like, I would check both of those. I don't know if they're usually different like that, and the price could possibly go up later in the day. Again, it's still a little bit early, but one thing you want to check out is these guys across the street. Look at that, $10 all day. So that's all day. This guy's usually pretty good. You see him waving me over there, but they're always there. Parking is pretty tight, and that price will go up later on. As I said, it's still early, but if you want, scan those apps, check the price, and see if it's cheaper than these guys. Usually these parking guys are cheaper than what you're gonna pay right here. So let's move on to the next spot. All right, guys, so now I'm on Fallsview Boulevard. Casino's just behind me, one of these sides. There it is there. So you can also park at some of the hotels and motels. They do have advertised pricing. Some of them are pretty cheap, and I would probably recommend that as well, only because the parking lot is secure. Your vehicle's probably going to be safe if you're parking at a hotel. They have security. The Marriott, the Hilton, the Embassy, parking lots like that, probably not a good idea because those are usually like $70 because they're mostly reserved for hotel guests. But even $70 for a hotel guest is pretty crazy. But let's take a look because I just scanned this. So just like before, I scanned these and the pay by phone was more. In this instance, pay by phone was $20. The Honk app was $21. Very odd. So again, make sure you scan both because one will probably be cheaper than the other. All right, guys, this is something you also have to watch out for. See that sign says $5 right there. Sorry for the shaky camera there. $5 parking, right? So you got to watch out, because usually you will pull in and he'll be like, how long are you parking for? If you're going to park for like an hour, it'll be $5. If you're going to park any longer than an hour, the price goes up for all day. So that's kind of deceptive, that advertising. So make sure when you pull in, you ask, because he might ask you, but definitely make sure you ask. I'm going to pull in and test this theory out. Let's go check it out. Hello. I noticed the sign says $5.
How long you will stay?
Probably like 2 hours.
5 for 1 hour, all day 10.
All day 10? Okay, thank you. I'm going to turn around.
Pay 5, no problem.
I'm going to turn around.
Pay 5, I said.
No, that's fine. I'm still going to turn around. So that was actually nice of them. $5 for 2 hours. And sometimes you got to do that too. You just got to tell them you're not willing to pay. And I wonder too how much it is. How much is it for 24? 24 hours, how much? 10? Okay, thank you. So that is not bad, actually. It says 24 hours supervised. But I don't know if they would be here for 24 hours. So to be honest, you know what? You can just make a little deal with them by the sounds of it. At least that guy anyway. So you saw where that guy was parked, where his parking lot was. It's very close to Fallsview Casino. Let's head off to the next parking lot. All right, guys, here we are at the next location. You can see I'm at the Whirlpool Aero Car. So this is a few kilometers down the road from Clifton Hill. It's a bit out of the way, but you know what? It is one of the only Niagara Parks Commission parking lots you can park for free. And why would you park for free a couple kilometers away from Clifton Hill? Well, one, you can do the Aero Car, which is quite amazing. I've done it quite a few times. But two, there's no bus here right now, but this is one of the WeGo bus stops, the green line or the blue line, I'm not sure. But park for free at Whirlpool Aero Car, pay for a WeGo bus ticket, which is, I believe, $13 for 24 hours, and you can hop on, hop off anywhere along the route. So, I mean, it depends what you want to pay. You could pay $15 by Clifton Hill if you get there early enough. There's plenty of parking here. And like I said, pay $13, get your WeGo 24-hour pass, you're good to go. But I guess, you know, if you do have like a family of 4 or something, it might be more worth it to pay the $20 closer to Clifton Hill if that's what you're looking at doing. But this is just an option. Free parking here till midnight. No parking from midnight till 6 a.m. So don't be parking here overnight. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. Let's go check out another spot. I got lots for you today. Don't stop watching. All right, so this brings us to our last parking lot of the day. That's right, I'm at Table Rock parking lot. It is literally right across the street from Niagara Falls, right from the brink. You can actually see it from here. I'll show you guys in a second. But yeah, so I pulled in. If you want this premium parking lot spot, it's gonna cost you $36 flat rate. But like I said, it is the closest you can get to Niagara Falls. The other 2 lots that are closer are still a little ways away, and they're both $36 each, owned by the Parks Commission. You want a little tip? This one's for Ontario residents only. Get the Niagara Parks Commission parking pass. It's $50. You can park at 17 different lots along the Niagara Parkway. And like I said, this one's $36. So if you plan on coming and going between parking lots, they don't let you re-enter when you enter one. You leave, you come back, you're paying $36. But if you have this $50 parking pass, you can come and go as you please. Any of the 17 parking lots. There's only one that's free, which was in the last tip, which is the Whirlpool Aerocar parking lot. All the other parking lots along the Niagara Parkway, you gotta pay. You're paying pretty good. It's this one is 36, the Floral Show House is 36, and I forget what the other one is, but it's $36 as well. All the other parking lots are roughly around $8 an hour. So if you're an Ontario resident, even if you're coming for one day and you want to hop to different parking lots, pay that $50 for the Niagara Parks Commission annual parking pass. It's $50. It lasts from January 1st to December 31st. If you're here once even, you can make your money's worth. If you're here multiple times, you're definitely getting your money's worth. I'll do a little bit more on that in another video, maybe a short, we'll see, just to inform you. Let's take a look at this view. So this is the parking lot. It is a very big parking lot, but it fills up. So again, if you want a parking spot, you got to get here early. People are paying $36 to park here. There's the view of the hotels. Always love that view. And this is also one of the main WeGo stops, as you can see. And just behind there is the brink of Niagara Falls. So really, you can't get much better than this parking lot. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this parking video for 2025. I know you guys looking for the cheap parking places, and I like to bring them to you. So with that, I'm Adam C for Hidden Jackpots in Niagara Falls. You can see it behind me. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell so you get notified every time I'm doing videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Adam C for Hidden Jackpots. I am out. Ciao.